since you're having breakfast with the search team, let's talk about search. So when I talk to people about search, the question they ask me most often is, where is search going? What's the future of search? And everyone who asks me that question actually knows the answer deep inside their heart. They actually have dreamt the search engine they want in the future. They just want me to say, yes, we will build it. They just want to believe. Now, let me give you some more context for the answer. As a little boy growing up in India, I watched endless reruns of Star Trek on our newly acquired black and white TV. And like every child of my age in that time, I too dreamt of being Captain Kirk, flying from galaxy to galaxy on Starship Enterprise, talking to the Starship computer, asking for anything I needed to know. Yes, the destiny of search is to become that Star Trek computer, that perfect loyal assistant who's there by my side whenever I need it. Now, to get there, we will need to solve numerous technical challenges, numerous very, very hard scientific problems. And that's what I want to talk about today and show you some of these technical problems that we are solving inside our search lab. And the very first problem that you encounter when you want to build that futuristic search is indeed to get all the knowledge of humanity online so that you can build upon it. Now, thanks to the web and the web community, we together have made a huge stride in that direction. The web today is the biggest repository of human knowledge. As of last count, we have seen over 30 trillion URLs on the web. And on an average day, we crawl over 20 billion of those. And we humanity are a curious kind. We at Google are now serving over 100 billion searches every month. The web is indeed the biggest repository of human knowledge, and human beings need information. Now, having all of human knowledge online is just the first step towards building that search of the future. The very next impediment, scientific challenge that we face is that we need to understand what's in that knowledge. Our knowledge graph understands this world like you and I do, that San Francisco is a place, Embarcadero is a neighborhood in San Francisco, and so on and so forth. It understands things not just as sequence of letters or not just as strings that we call in computer science, but it understands this world as real world things. Now, getting all of humanity's knowledge online and then understanding it like human beings do is just not enough. Because to build this search of future that I dream of, we will need to make search truly universal. And a truly universal search will have information available on the web, or the information that humanity has put on the web, and information that's your information, so that you can actually do things that are not possible today. These add up rather quickly and get us closer to the search of the future that I dream of.
So Amit painted this really inspiring picture of a world which is like the Star Trek computer, where you can ask the computer a question, it understands your question, understands you, and gives the best answer. So let's step back for a second and see what it would take to realize Amit's vision. So here's a demonstration of an advance we have done in this space. Starting tomorrow, you should be able to type in Rio, or any other query for that matter, in the search result box. We have taken it one step further and taken the expansions of Rio and mapped those to real world objects. So not only are these the popular expansions, these are the popular real world objects which start with Rio. The city, the movie, or the casino, right here on the autocomplete box. Annotated with the interpretation, like Rio, the first one is annotated with Rio, the 2011 film. And I can do exactly what I did in the search result box. I can highlight the option I want, and there I am back again on the search result page, this time focused on Rio the movie. So without having to pick an interpretation from the ambiguous query, I picked the interpretation I cared about right on the autocomplete box. If we understand the world, we can do a better job of getting you, when you ask a question, just that answer to a question. And he showed how when the answer is something kind of simple like a topic, we can use our understanding to better pivot all of the information that we find from all over the web into the most salient summary of that information. With the knowledge graph, we're able to predict, since Cedar Point is an amusement park, we know that the next thing you're probably going to ask about is the rides. And so instead of me having to go and click through an alphabetical list or copy and paste the search of an alphabetical list, I very quickly am able to flip through these. Imagine if when I clicked on this, it did something more like this, which is we've created this experience at the top where we have taken all of the results and we have expanded out all of the entities that we know to be rides at Cedar Point. And we know, since I'm doing this task, it's likely I'm going to do a whole bunch of these. And so now, with this almost magical organization of roller coasters at the top, I can very quickly click through this knowledge carousel and I can say, well, hey, check it out. Look, so we started with Top Thrill Dragster. That's one of the tallest ones, and I think there's only one other roller coaster that's taller than it. And then, let's see, Millennium Force. I'd heard about that one, so I can flip through, and then I can be like, well, how am I going to make a decision here? Well, I probably, what better way to do it than to actually look? They've got like, I can see how the rides actually look. I mean, whoa, this is crazy. This is a great way to pick roller coasters. And you can really quickly and fluidly like flip through, and I can complete this task for Kevin in a fraction of the amount of time it would have taken before. So that's one example of the kind of session, the kind of complex task that we can make much easier with the knowledge graph. Let me show you guys now how this works on tablet. We can pivot the results around the entities that you were asking for. Women astronomers, and we can flip through and check them out. Or we can do moons of Jupiter, and there are all the moons of Jupiter. That's kind of fun. Given our understanding of the world, we can fundamentally change the way that you're interacting with these more complex tasks, and really help you get the things you want to get done much faster.
Our index is bigger than ever. We're refreshing that index incredibly fast. Now with these documents, we're actually making an understanding of those documents and understanding the entities behind them. And once you understand the entities, you're understanding the relationship between those entities and making this phenomenal experience. It's making the search box universal. Our whole goal is you have an answer, we should be able to get it for you from wherever that answer can be derived. So today we're pretty excited. We're taking a step and actually making this, we're trying to make this experience better for you, trying to make it that you don't have to figure out where to go to find a bit of information by introducing this field trial of Gmail. So you sign up for this field trial. It's a limited set of users. We're doing this, again, because it's a baby step in a really complicated area. Amit just talked about how large our web corpus is and how it continues to grow. Gmail is of that size, and you now need to make it private and secure. Like, that is just such a hard problem, and we're really excited that the team was able to accomplish it. And then beyond the infrastructure, it's such a hard product problem on how to make this a meaningful, cool experience. What happens when we get Gmail integrated into the search experience? So if I type Amazon, I see Gmail results on the right-hand side. So this is one thing we did. I want to talk a little bit about the design process that we've gone through over the past couple months, because you may find that interesting. So I search for Amazon. I see the great web results. One thing we learned as part of our dog fooding and a lot of user studies is, say, put Gmail in a consistent spot with a consistent UI. So we've actually thought about like a couple UI treatments and a couple of placements. So one place we decided on is in the right-hand side. You see your Gmail, if you do see your Gmail results, one of the spots you can see them is on the right-hand side. And the other thing I want to highlight is that these results show up as collapsed. Another bit of feedback we got from folks is, hey, when I'm searching, like, this is great, I'm getting this awesome content. Maybe when somebody's over my shoulder or whatnot, like, I don't want them seeing that content. It's now up to you whether or not you want to see that interesting information. So what I could do very quickly for me is I click on Show Results. And this is great for me because the first thing I got is an email from Amazon, actually late last night, about my order of this radio flyer. When you really want your Gmail, tell us you want your Gmail. So one thing that happens with me a lot is my brother and my friends are really sharing cool YouTube videos with me, And I love showing it to the next friend, trying to act a little cool that I found this link without giving credit to like my friend. So now what we do is if I do, my brother's name's Janan. He usually shares a bunch of videos with like performance. I use Gmail as a keyword. From one search box, you're doing this mini search against Gmail, against the web corpus, and you see your Gmail results right there. If I remove Gmail from my search box, the messages immediately show up on the right-hand side. So what if you could actually ask Google, hey, like, when's my flight? Like, what if I could just say my flights? Like, Google, please tell me. And if you have it on the field trial, it'll tell you, here's your flight. You're flying out today. It'll tell you the terminal, the gate number, and you could actually see whether it's on time or delayed. Like, just imagine that. You type the query, my flights. You're now getting information that's relevant to you, and you're also getting it updated with the coolest information from the web. It's going to be a pretty phenomenal experience for you, and we're pretty excited about it.
We've talked a lot today about the computer of the future, and I want to think with you for one more minute about what that computer of the future would be like. It would be right here in the room with us, or maybe in my pocket. I'd be able to talk to it. I would ask it whatever I want, and it would understand me and give me back exactly what I wanted. And I'd be able to ask in a natural way, the same way that I might ask one of you. So we'd love to build that computer. And to build it, we think there are a few very hard problems that need to be solved. The first hard problem, which we spent a lot of time on, is the basic problem of relevance. So when I ask my question, when I do my search, out of all the information out there, we've got to bring back the information that is really pinpoint relevant to the question or the task that I'm trying to do. Second hard problem that we need to solve to have this computer of the future is the problem of speech recognition. So sound comes out of my mouth, and we've got to turn that sound into words and phrases that we can do something with. We've been working on it for a long time, starting back from Goog 411 and through the years. And as you'll see today with some of what I show you, we feel like our speech recognition is getting faster, getting more accurate at enabling you to speak naturally to this computer of the future. Third problem that we need to solve is the problem of natural language understanding. So once I've turned the sounds that I'm making into words and phrases, we've got to understand what do those words and phrases mean. And of course, this is also an incredibly hard problem. And what makes it hard is that words and phrases mean very different things depending on the context. And then the last bit, which we've talked a lot about today already, is underpinning all this with a knowledge of what the entities in the world are, so that we know that Tom Cruise isn't just the word Tom and the word Cruise kind of separately, but that in fact we know that what Tom Cruise is, he's a person, he's an actor, he's connected to other things, and that enables us to give pinpoint answers. So today I'm excited to show you and announce our latest version of the Google Search app for the iPad and the iPhone, now with voice-based question answering. What will the weather be like this weekend?
The forecast for San Francisco this weekend is 68 degrees with fog.
I asked for the weather in a natural way, and we understood not only what those words were, we understood, for example, that even though I didn't say it, that I'm here on the Embarcadero in San Francisco, so that's where the weather has come from. We understood that this weekend actually probably means Saturday and Sunday, and so here we're showing the weather from Saturday. And it looks like it's going to be foggy here, so I might want to get out of town, try something else. I've been meaning to go on a hike. One of my friends told me about this place called the Pinnacles National Monument. Let's check that out. What does Pinnacles National Monument look like?
Check out these pictures for Pinnacles National Monument.
Oh, it's a beautiful place. Okay, so that's a possibility. I wonder how far it is. How far is Pinnacles National Monument from here?
Drive from your location to Pinnacles National Monument is 122.3 miles.
Okay, I don't know if I want to hike that bad. That's a long way. Well, here's another idea. Who are the Giants playing?
The Giants beat the Cardinals 4-2. They are playing the Cardinals today at 5:15 p.m.
Okay, so maybe I could take in a Giants game. For those of you who follow the Giants, you know they're actually doing pretty well, but their ace, Tim Lincecum, has been struggling. And so this was a question I had the other day. What is Tim Lincecum's salary?
Tim Lincecum's salary is US $18 million.
Okay, so he needs to throw a few strikes then. All right, so Giants is a possibility. Here's another thing I could do. What movies are playing at the Metreon?
Movies playing in AMC Metreon 16.
Okay, so I got Dark Knight. I got, ooh, there's a new Spider-Man movie. Let's check that out. The movies at the Metreon, they cost like 12 bucks. I've got 2 kids, my wife, and if I take them to a movie, they're also going to want to eat. So that's going to be like 50 bucks. Let's just see what this adds up to. What is 12 times 4 plus 50?
The answer is 98.
98 bucks. Okay, this is getting expensive. All right. Well, so maybe I can save some money by eating cheap. Let's try this. Find a good pizza place near the Metreon.
There are several listings for a good pizza place near Metreon.
Okay, so there are some possibilities. I want to show you one more thing because, in fact, I'd actually already decided to head out of town this weekend. And to show you this one, I'm going to actually bring up the demo version of the app. It'll work like this. When is my flight?
Your flight is on time. It departs at 11:25 a.m. today.
So there it is, bringing it all together. So you can tell we're very excited about this product. We think that it brings this computer of the future just a little bit closer.
Wow, you can just see that with what Scott just showed you, we are just so much more closer to that dream computer of mine from my childhood. I think this team, this ACE search team, is going to make my dream come true. I have no questions about that.